generations through the 60s and 70s, and as to what we see today is the new mid-engine version of the Corvettes. It's just remarkable listening to Jamie talk about some of those modifications that have been made by some of the club members as well. It's beautiful to see that they don't just take the car and hang on to it, and they get them out, and they take them out as well on a regular basis. You'll see them doing cruise nights and whatever. So not just museum pieces, but actually driving, living museum pieces.
Now, and we're looking at that 1984, I believe it is, and you mentioned that one's a bit of a track monster, but it's hard to find a car of that vintage from the 80s like that in that good a shape. I mean, they didn't seem to be that well taken care of back in the 80s. Just from my perception anyway, looking in from the outside, is you often see those cars and they're sort of derelict and not in pristine condition as this one is.
You know, that was an interesting turn. When the 84 Corvette came out, it was the most technologically advanced car that GM had ever produced. But they were slow. I mean, they just weren't the performance monsters that a lot of people wanted out of a Corvette. And you're right, so a lot of them became just daily drivers. They were leasing the cars at the time. And it wasn't really necessarily Corvette people, for lack of a better term, that were owning those cars at the beginning. And right, there's not that many of them around. Even in the club, when we go out, having the C4s out there, we might get a couple of them, but there's really not that many. And that's Alex Hahn. He owns that car, and he tracks his car anyway. But actually, the interesting thing about the 84s had an engine that really wasn't all that popular. It's called it'll come to me in just a minute, but it only was, that same engine was only a crossfire injection. Thank everybody in the crowd's going, crossfire injection. And they only did that in 82 and 84.
Okay.
And then by 84, they realized that engine just doesn't cut it.